Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Will.
I'm Brian.
This is the podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons and Dragons, from storied stallions to stirring storms. And today we're covering stone giants. The Dungeoncast. Hey Brian.
Welcome, Will, to our podcasting abode.
Yes, so thank you, I guess. Thank you for having me.
A great sanctuary.
Yes, it is.
A communal space.
It is.
Between podcasters.
Indeed it is. And we're here to honor this year of ours, this year of the giant. And we're going to talk about one of the 6 true giants.
One of the 6 true big guys.
Yes, exactly.
Most honest big guy.
I don't know if they're the most honest.
You said they were true, so they're all the most honest big guys.
Oh, I see.
They're all honestly the biggest guys.
They're honestly the biggest guys.
Yeah.
It's the true.
Big guys.
Okay, so...
Which big guy?
Stone giants are...
Big stone guy.
As I said, one of D&D's 6 true giants. They are the second weakest of the true giants, only standing higher in the ordning than hill giants.
Oh, wow.
So they're pretty low.
So they're just hill giants, but made of rock.
Kind of. I mean, they're extremely different, and they're just slightly more powerful.
Okay. I remember them. This is the one I remember most from our blanket giant episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think they're pretty interesting. They do stick out a bit. So they're known to be extremely reclusive and quiet creatures that dwell deep within mountain caves surrounded by stone. Some say that they themselves are made from the very stones of the earth. Mm-hmm. Though this isn't true, stone giants are rather stone-like in both appearance and mannerism. They are stoic, reclusive, reflective, and inscrutable. And they take great pains to remain in their dark and stony caves and apart from the world of sunlight and sky. Though there are times when stone giants undeservedly have the reputation of being stone-throwing hooligans. There's reasons for that, and we're going to get into it. They are a true neutral people, but as with all giants, the alignment chart does not quite align with them or their beliefs of Mott and Mog.
Okay, the Kuatoa had you used some verbiage like that, and I was like, oh, they're gonna go graffiti the Underdark. Yeah. So now I'm just like,
you called them degenerates and acted like they were delinquents.
Yeah, where the stone giants cave dwelling butts up against the Underdark, the Kuatoa and them hang out, and they fucking get up to all kinds of no good.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Gang.
Indeed. So stone giants are lithe but muscular. Their hard, hairless flesh is smooth and gray, making it easy for them to blend in with their mountainous surroundings. Their gaunt features and black sunken eyes endow stone giants with this constantly stern countenance.
What a cool perception check. To be walking along the canyon wall and roll a 20 and be like, what the fuck is that?
There. Yeah, absolutely.
Run!
The typical stone giant is 18 feet tall and weighs 9,000 pounds because of its dense flesh.
Shit. 9,000 pounds.
This is impressively heavy. In the Fire Giants episode, we established that the stocky Fire Giants were over 2 times as heavy as their taller cousins, the Frost Giants, at 7,000 pounds. Stone Giants are the same height as Fire Giants, but way leaner, and they're still 2,000 pounds heavier.
Oh, wow.
That's dense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 bugbears can still pick up a stone giant.
Yeah. I mean, bugbears are big, dude, and they're strong.
Bugbears are big and strong. I'm going to put your mic a little closer.
Okay, sounds good. So stone giants follow a belief system called the Ordinate of Artistry. Among stone giants, mastery of an art form ranks as the greatest virtue. They create intricate murals. They create intricate murals, paint sprawling designs across cavern walls, and indulge in a wide variety of other artistic disciplines.
Like caveman style? They're drawing
No, they're fucking master artists.
Real good.
Real good. Better than the dwarves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is kind of the thing about giants that I've noticed is they're really good at whatever one thing they do, and it's always they're better than the dwarves.
They're better than the dwarves at it. Okay.
Because the dwarves are kind of like the measuring stick of being good at artistry and crafting. So
there's probably a community of dwarves that want to be giants so bad, but they just do the stuff that giants do.
There's always enmity between
who's
the
copying
two.
Who's the chicken, who's the egg? The giants are older than the dwarves.
Giants are older than the dwarves, so they did it first.
The giants are the first children of the material world or whatever, right?
The giants are the Beatles and the dwarves are contemporary music. I don't know.
Sure.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Okay, but above all other forms of art, they esteem stone carving as the greatest of skills. So artistic pursuit colors every aspect of stone giant life, with most spending their entire lives in an unending search of the perfect artistic creation. Young stone giants practice tirelessly, hoping to prove themselves worthy of assisting the tribe's best carvers. A stone giant master carver might devote years to finding the best stone before beginning a great work. So they take it seriously.
They find a real nice rock.
They find that real
nice
good,
boulder.
The perfect boulder.
This is a good boulder. I'm gonna make a Mona Lisa out of this boulder. I'm gonna chop away all the bad bits.
Right.
What? So is this like some weird like? It's not cannibalism because they're not eating it.
What?
They're just breaking a bunch of rock.
No, they just like carving it, and they like being around it, and they like. Well, they don't quite worship it, but they borderline worship it.
I am it.
Yeah, exactly.
It is me.
Yeah. Sure, exactly.
We are one. And then they fucking carve like their mom's face, like to the fucking,
Yeah.
They do it real good.
Yeah, to the detail.
To the
So the
detail.
best carvers are honored as the leaders, shaman, and seers of the stone giant tribes. And their hands are seen as being like holy instruments, like literally becoming the hands of their deity, Scoria stone bones, as they work.
Oh, wow.
So like they take this shit real seriously, man. It is a holy endeavor to them.
Stone giant rock star is just like laying out by the stone pool, like with the stone babes, like kiss my hands. Kiss
With
them.
the stone babes. I love it. Yes, absolutely. That is a thing that
Actually, there's probably no babes. It's just a bunch of fucking nice rocks that he's going to carve one day.
Absolutely.
So,
of course, not all stone giants have these hands of God. And those who show little skill in carving are considered pathetic and viewed with a combination of pity and contempt.
Oh, no.
Yeah. To determine the ordning beneath the highest levels of artistry, stone giants compete in games of boulder hurling and catching. Their rock throwing skills suit stone giants well when they have cause to defend their homes and or attack their enemies.
Okay.
But even where boulder tossing is concerned, artistry is still fundamental to the effort itself.
It's like Olympic shot put. There's
Exactly.
like real good figure and form to this.
Exactly. A stone giant hurling a boulder isn't only performing a feat of strength, but also striving to display consummate athleticism and grace.
Nice. That's really cool.
Yes.
So every giant seems to throw rock. It's like
Oh,
written
yeah.
in the
No, they
stat
all throw
block.
a rock, and they all throw a rock real good.
But this one throws rock like Da Vinci.
Exactly.
Okay.
If Da Vinci threw rocks.
If Da Vinci threw a rock, he'd do it like a
Like this.
fucking champion. He'd do it so good.
So just to go over the ordering again, the order is real good at art, pretty good at art, real good at athleticism, pretty good at athleticism, and then we get to the bottom.
So a mixture of art and athleticism puts you way up top.
Yeah. So if you're like middling in both, you're probably a bit higher than you maybe should be.
You're shot putting
You're really gaming the system at that point.
You're shot putting boulders into the canyon wall, and fucking a Greek statue just like falls to the ground.
Well, no, that would just put you at the top. If you could do that, like you're at the top.
That's what I'm saying. Is like you're the king.
Yeah.
You rule us.
So there are still giants who lack artistry and even their athleticism, though.
Aw.
Those who can't infuse artistry into every aspect of their lives fall to the lowest rungs of the ordning and are often pushed literally to the perimeter of stone giant society to serve as guards on the tribe's most distant borders or as hunters that wander beyond those borders. As such, the stone giants that are first encountered by outsiders are almost always the least successful members of a stone giant society and the poorest examples of the ideals stone giants aspire to.
That's super sad.
Yeah, it is. It's really sad.
But it's your best Disney ride-along character waiting to happen.
It's true.
I made a basket. I don't know why mom and dad don't like me.
They are the brutes and boors cast out by a society of artists and philosophers. This is where the undeserved reputation of stone giants being rock throwing hooligans comes from, is because the ones that most people meet kind of are dumb and not so good at the art or even stone throwing.
Oh, dang. So they're just out there sucking.
They're out there sucking, yeah.
And that's what the
And
reputation that's being
exactly.
spread.
That's what people know. They're like stone giants are like weird cavemen who throw rocks. Yeah.
Oh, only you're uncultured if you think that's what stone gianting is. You have to go underground.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to listen to Sub
You
Pop.
don't know that real shit.
You don't know that real shit. You're listening to the radio.
Yes, that's exactly right. Okay, so stone giant art is usually nuanced and unique. For instance, they design carvings to produce shadows in specific ways when a light source is placed in a proper location. Without both the light and the shadow, the carving is incomplete and can't be viewed in its true form.
Wow, that's fucking cool.
So they just take shit to kind of the next level.
Here's my external element. We have to wait until exactly 12:01 p.m.
Well, they live underground, so they just move a torch.
No, there's a hole in the skylight. You watch.
maybe.
Super art.
Although stone giants are a big fan of the sky, so maybe not.
Oh shit, no skylight.
Yeah. So, for example, a tail carving made with these special techniques tells one story when it's viewed in a flat, dim light, but reveals a second, much deeper tale with the addition of a brighter, more proper illumination.
That's fucking cool.
So yeah, that's really cool.
Put these 3D glasses on.
Yeah, exactly. It changes the whole experience.
Have you seen those? They're like metal sculptures, but they're perspective based. So you'll see one image at like its 180 degree angle, and then another image at its 270 degree angle.
No, I haven't seen that.
They're super
but
cool.
That's
I'll
very
show you
much
some.
like this, and yeah, I'd like to see that. That's pretty cool. So they also have a unique type of writing art piece known as a speaking stone. So a speaking stone is an upright stone cylinder into which writing is carved in a descending spiral.
Oh, cool. Okay.
When the cylinder is turned in one's hands, which wouldn't be possible for a human, but obviously big giant hands can do it. But when it's rotated with its base placed in a cradle designed to balance it upright, the writing can be read as the cylinder goes around. The message wraps around the pillar like the threads of a screw, but in two alternating spirals. The first is read top to bottom as the cylinder rotates. Then the cylinder must be flipped over to reveal the second line of script, also read from top to bottom. Speaking stones are sized to match the length of the message they carry, so there's no blank space on the stone. A cylinder that turns out to be too long or too thick so that the message ends before the entire surface of the stone is used is considered very poor artistry. Yeah. Tradition and honor demand that it be crushed into gravel and a new speaking stone be begun immediately.
I mean, my OCD anxiety would take over and I would destroy it myself. But as soon as I knew I messed up I made my E too long, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. But like that takes a great level of forethought of knowing every word you're going to put down and exactly what size you need to write it and all that. Like,
can you imagine
crazy.
them just like hanging out with a blank cylinder for like a month, just like turning it slowly?
Yeah, like I could.
And then I'm going to write this word here. Mm-hmm. That's probably not too far away from the process. They have to like think out what is it? Some hymn is what you said? Like a poem,
any story,
like
even just a document, anything that they need written down. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's crazy. So just, what are these guys getting up to writing down? Like
probably ancient stories or history or maybe documentation of like a lineage or something like that.
'Cause that's a cool little party bait right there. Like,
yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
You can't read the cylinder. You have to pop it into like, what do they call those pianos that read the cylinders that turn with like the fucking...
Oh, the self-playing piano?
The self-playing piano? It's like that.
That'd be cool. I like that idea. That's really cool.
Pop it into like a Rocky Talkie or whatever.
A Rocky Talkie. I love it. Yes. That is a cool campaign idea. Most stone giants live their entire lives underground. Some live in the Underdark, but most dwell in the more mundane underground caves near the surface, more like dwarves.
Okay.
Secluded caves are their homes, cavern networks are their towns, rocky tunnels are their roads, and underground streams are their waterways.
Okay.
The isolated mountain ranges that they live beneath are like islands to them, with the vast spans of land between seen as oceans that the stone giants only very rarely cross. Stone giants have dark vision. No big surprise there. And the caves and grottos where they live are kept dark most of the time.
I'm fucking numb to dark vision.
I know, right? It means nothing at this point.
Did you just say vision? Why do we keep talking about how things see?
It's more like things that don't have dark vision are just impaired.
There's regular vision and bad vision, which is normal.
Exactly.
It's what people have.
So they prefer darkness to use of illumination, except for purposes related to the creating or displaying of art, like we just talked about.
Right.
So, and the deepest chambers of a stone giant settlement are holy places where silence and darkness are complete. Stone takes on its most sacred quality in these cavern cathedrals, their buttresses and columns carved with a beauty that shames even the legendary stonecraft of the dwarves. See, like I said,
damn, that sounds
They always got to like put that in there. We're better than them.
Come into my art room. You have to stay. Shut the fuck up, though. Don't fucking talk.
Exactly.
And you can look. Do you have dark? You don't have dark vision? Oh, you should just stay out here.
You should just stay outside. You won't be able to appreciate it.
No light in here, okay?
So yeah, this seems to be a common theme with giant craft work. So good, it's better than the dwarves. In their dark,
so good, you swear your mom made it.
In their dark, quiet caves, stone giants measure time by the echoing drip of water in cavern pools. This works only in the vaguest of senses, though. There isn't an agreed upon dawn or dusk or noon, since all water drips sound essentially identical.
Yeah.
I suppose if you have like multiple locations, you could maybe come up with some sort of time thing, but I don't think they're getting that complex with that. They're
you don't have like stone giants just sitting in specific locations like dedicated to the counting of the drip.
No, definitely not. So for this reason, there is no real agreed upon waking day schedule, and about 3/4 of a tribe's members are awake at any given time because everyone's just kind of on their own schedule.
Deborah, you just went to the bathroom 12 drips ago. Stop it.
Most of a giant's waking hours are taken up with meeting its responsibilities, whether that is a low-ranking pursuit or an artistic one. A tribe's chieftain or another leader, such as a shaman, determines when the tribe's guards and hunters are on and off duty. Other giants align their sleeping and waking schedules with stone giants higher in the ordning from whom they seek to learn from. Masters of the arts can ask much lower-ranking students, including... they can ask much of low-ranking students, including waking up early relative to them, to be sure the master has food upon rising, or staying awake while the master sleeps to create something the master will need or will judge upon waking.
Like any good intern, they're going to go get Chipotle burritos.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're going to do. When a stone giant reaches the end of its tremendously long life, it joins the Lingenstein, or Ancestors of Stone. The term refers both to the giant's forebearers and to the chamber inside each stone giant settlement where the forebearers end up residing.
Okay, cool.
So a dead or sometimes close to dying stone giant is carried into the ancestor's chamber and leaned upright against the end of one of the rows of dead already there. The body gradually calcifies over many decades until it becomes indistinguishable from an enormous stalagmite.
Yeah, they just return back to the earth. So
exactly.
We did an episode of F-Bats where they in Faerun, they were in a canyon of stone giant like corpses.
That's
much.
Awesome.
And the whole walls were just lined with these bad boys. I was like, this is some cool, crispy lore that I want to bring up during
really
this episode.
Yes, absolutely.
It's
really cool.
covered. You're nailing it.
Okay, for sure. So family members will visit this tomb chamber often to pay respects to their ancestors, and maybe we'll do the same as we take a short rest.
It's a fucking art gallery. Let's go rest in it. Hey everybody, welcome to this part of the episode. Hey everybody, welcome to the part of the episode. We're not talking about that last thing. We're talking about how much we love you. I love you.
Indeed, we do.
Thanks for supporting the show. If you're talking about the show or listening to the show or subscribing to our Patreon, we love you.
We do.
Let's talk about some people that we owe some shout outs to.
Let's shout them out.
Genevieve Bodner Gerber.
Thank you, Genevieve.
Simon Finney.
Thank you, Simon.
Eric Salisbury.
Thank you, Eric.
Ulysses Reed.
Thank you, Ulysses.
Owl Blue.
Thank you, Owl Blue.
Cy Phoenix.
Thank you, Cy Phoenix.
Jahan Johansson.
Thank you, Jahan Johansson.
Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan.
Eric James.
Thank you, Eric, number 2 for today.
Scott McCool.
Thank you, Scott McCool.
And Andrew Isguera.
Oh, thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Hope you're enjoying that bonus content.
Please go listen to the bonus content. If you are
There's
not,
so much of it.
If you're not on our Patreon, I made Ranger Danger public because so much of the Super Quest Saga lore and the Ranger Danger lore has become inherently tied together with
there's a lot of Easter eggs and inside jokes.
There's so many Easter eggs. So if you want to go, if you're a Super Quest Saga fan, you can go catch up on Ranger Danger. It's like a little 2-hour comedy adventure, and it'll give you a taste of some of the bonus content that we have on there. So yeah, go check it out. It's for free. You do not have to. There's no obligation to sign up to our Patreon ever. Just you can go check out Ranger Danger. Go check it out, especially if you're a Super Quest Saga fan that's caught up on the show.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of good times. It's a comedy game. It's a joke. It's all a big joke.
It's all a big joke.
It's a party full of Rangers.
It is the most unserious game I think I've ever been part of.
It's almost unsanitary.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, so let's get back to the show.
Back to the show.
We've returned.
Indeed we have.
Stone giants. More like, let's ring of the grammarian that bad boy, change that E to an R. More like stoner giant. Am I right?
No.
Am I right?
No.
Just go out and outside is their high.
Well, I mean, yeah, in a way it kind of is. So the fact that stone giants spend 99% of their lives underground and that they basically worship the stone has made their view on existence a bit unique.
Yeah, man, they're worshiping rocks.
Yeah, only when they're surrounded by
rocks. They're worshiping themselves. It's
but they aren't made of rock.
No, they're kind of made of rock.
No, they're not. They're super not.
They turn into rock later when they die.
You cut, yes, they do. They calcify. But so does anything when they fossilizes. They just fossilize regardless.
They just fossilize outside in like the exposed weather.
Right.
Okay.
So only when they're surrounded by stone do stone giants consider themselves to be in reality.
Okay.
A world of all-encompassing stone is a realm of permanence and solidity, one where a lifetime of laborious carving can last through countless eons. The surface world, with its shifting light, endless sky, changing climate, and eroding wind, represents a dream state to them, an unreality where nothing lasts and therefore nothing has any significance whatsoever.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah. Stone giants view the world outside their underground homes as this realm of dreams where nothing is entirely true or real. They behave in the surface world the way humanoids might behave in their own dreams, making little account for their actions and never fully trusting what they see or hear. A promise made above ground need not be kept.
Because it wasn't real.
Exactly. Insults can be made without apology. Killing prey or sentient beings is no cause for guilt in the dreaming world beneath the sky.
Shit, man.
So
you don't know what you're getting into.
They are a chaotic entity if they ever come out into the surface world.
The surface, the blue sky causes them to change their alignment.
So on the rare occasion stone giants travel outside their settlements and out into the surface world, they travel almost exclusively by darkness of night, the better to avoid the glaring dreams and visions that would assail them during daylight.
Because it's more like underground?
Yeah. It's,
okay.
You know, and everything looks more uniform and unchanging.
Yeah.
And everything's quiet and not chaotic.
Sure.
A stone giant that visits the surface for too long or is forced out from the underground risks becoming lost in the realm of dreams, living ever after as a twisted version of its former self that the giants call a dreamwalker.
Oh, shit.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about dreamwalkers in a minute, but yeah, let's just keep talking about their dream quests.
Okay.
So now sometimes stone giants go on dream quests in the surface world seeking inspiration for their art to break maybe like a decades long of like ennui of not being able to find inspiration. So it's like, let's go dream like crazy and see if we can come back with some inspiration.
Let's go have some outside peyote.
Right. Exactly.
All right.
Or maybe just simply out of curiosity, they can decide to go out into the surface world.
Yeah, totally.
So, some who go on these quests let themselves become lost in the dream. Other stone giants are banished to the surface as punishment.
Okay.
Regardless of the reason, though, if they don't take shelter under stones, such individuals can become mad wanderers. Dreamwalkers are driven mad by isolation, shame, and their unendingly alien surroundings, and this madness is so profound that it leaches out into the world around them, affecting other creatures that they get too close to.
What?
Yes.
Like a psychic
Yes, like
bubble?
yes, exactly.
Like fucking a psychic fog?
Believing that they're living in a dream and that their actions have no real consequences, dreamwalkers act as they please, becoming forces of chaos.
Oh, jeez.
As they travel the world, they collect objects and creatures that seem especially significant to their mad minds. Over time, the collected things will accrete to their bodies, and they become encased in their stone-like skin.
Picking up like trinkets they find on the road,
Yeah,
and like they've got like a fucking sword hilt like fused to their shoulder or whatever. That's fucking
exactly.
awesome.
Dreamwalkers occupy an odd place of respect and disdain outside of the stone giant ordning. They are considered outcasts, but their familiarity with the surface world makes them valuable guides, and their insights can help other stone giants grasp the dangers of living in a dream.
Don't be like me.
Yeah.
They call me now Big Trash. I pick up trash I find in my wanderings and fuse it to my bodies. Don't be like Big Trash.
The image in Volo's guide is really interesting of the stone giant, like he's got like a gear sticking out of him and all this other crap.
Yep. Yeah, my guy's just a big trash guy.
Yeah. So stone giants worship Scoria stone bones as the great creator. He's the second in skill to Annam, the Allfather.
Nice.
He appears in stone giant art in two ways: as a pair of hands, one holding a chisel and the other a hammer, and as the largest statue or relief carving of a stone giant in a tribe's cave.
So I'm sorry, this is just a
depictions of Scoria stone bones.
Okay,
how they draw
so
him. He's either two really dope hands crafting shit or just the biggest stone giant.
Oh, okay. So like he's some hands because like that's all anybody cares about.
I suppose so.
When they're
That's what
watching
he's
him
known
work,
for.
they're only watching his hands.
Yeah,
Nothing else exists.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. That's fucking dope. So this is their god?
Yeah, this is their god. He's
stone god. Okay.
He's one of the sons of Annam. Remember,
my
Annam
everything
had
dad.
6. Yeah, everything dad. Yeah, he had 6 kids, and Scorius is one of them.
Nice.
Typically, Scorius is depicted twice as tall as any other stone giant. In the legends of the giant, Scorius often sits on the sidelines during the schemes and battles of his siblings. He acts as an observer, a confidant to the other gods, and a keeper of secrets that he must be forced or tricked into divulging.
Okay.
In a classic tale, Memnor, the clever deity of the cloud giants, came to Scoreus and whispered something in his ear. When Surtur, patron of the fire giants, demanded to know what Memnor had said, Scoreus told his brother exactly what he had heard. Surtur brooded on that message, which was misleading when taken out of context, and eventually reacted rashly, but the consequences of his acts were seen as no fault of Scoreus. If Surtur had instead asked Scoreus for advice about Memnor's words, the legend would have ended differently. Scoreus is considered to be the most knowledgeable of the giant gods about magic, wards, banes, hidden treasures, and the secrets of the earth. Scoreus gave the secret of smelting to Surtur. You remember how the fire giants are all about like working metal.
Yeah.
Scoreus showed Thrime, he's the frost giant dude. He showed Thrime how to carve runes onto his old weapons to imbue them with magic when Surtur refused to forge new ones for him.
Okay.
Scoreus crafted spears for Hiatia, so she could complete her 10 tasks of valor. Scoreus tapped his hammer on the stone under the sea so that Stronimus, that's the storm giant god, could find the chain tunnels that allowed him to pull the Tarrasque down to the bed of the ocean where it at last would drown. Or at least these are the legends told by the stone giants.
Okay, geez, that was a lot.
Yeah,
that was a lot. That was like one little thing for each of the others, right?
All his siblings, yeah.
Okay,
he helped
cool.
each of his siblings, yeah.
Okay, sure. I like the last one with the Tarrasque.
Yeah, that's cool. But also, it's like, these are just legends. We don't know if those things are actually true.
Yeah, definitely not, because the Tarrasque, it will rise again.
It will rise again. That's true. So as a general rule, outsiders, particularly non-giants of any sort, are unwelcome in stone giant territories, and trespassers are not treated politely. A creature's first sign that it is intruded into stone giant territory will likely be a boulder thrown seemingly from nowhere and exploding into shards against a nearby rock.
Yeah, shot across the bow.
Right.
Let's go.
Those who know anything about stone giants understand that this was not a missed attempt to crush them. It was a measured warning, and the next stone won't land so harmlessly.
Yeah, you're like, if... They're not like gonna yell at you. This is them yelling at you.
Yeah, this is them yelling.
This is them saying, stone giant equivalent, like, get out!
Exactly. Okay. It is, however, possible for travelers to negotiate with stone giants for safe passage through their territory. If someone in the group speaks giant, and the giants are offered a tribute. Beautiful and large furs, exotic food, or art objects are suitable tributes for stone giant tastes. Money, though, is not particularly valuable to them. Okay. If offered such enticements, one or two giants might come forward to negotiate while the others remain at rock throwing range.
Yeah, what are their resource needs are like what exactly? Like they have hunters, so they're eating meat?
They eat meat. The hunters usually hunt in
like under dark caverns. Yeah,
under dark caverns or whatever. They don't really have a lot of needs. They're usually set up near water.
Yeah,
they have all the stone that they need and want, which is what their lives revolve around. And they have hunters who hunt for food.
Yeah. Okay. So like, money not a big deal.
No, not at all.
So they're not harboring like more powerful like non-stone weaponry or anything like that.
I would imagine weapons are probably something they might be interested in to a certain degree.
So like
but they're really into throwing rocks, and they got a lot of those.
Yeah, they do.
And they can punch real good.
They can punch probably real good.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm just trying to figure out
beautiful and large furs or something. Because I imagine they're not like making their own clothes a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, they need shag like entrance carpets and stuff.
Yeah, that too.
They need some good ass fucking furnishings inside that aren't stone. You need contrast.
Food. Yeah, you need contrast to show how beautiful the stone is. You need contrast. But it also says exotic food, and they appreciate other beings' art, even though if they consider them like inferior.
Okay, so like they're using money on maybe weapons if they're low and art.
Right.
Okay.
Stone giants rarely keep pets. They sometimes cultivate colonies of giant bats at the edges of their territory, though, both as a food source and as a warning system against intruders.
Okay.
They also don't mind sharing caverns or warrens with cave bears, fire beetles, and other beasts that mean them no harm and can't really do them any harm because they're so fucking big.
Okay, cool.
They keep their other subterranean neighbors at arm's length, though. Purple worms are their greatest bane because a hungry worm chews through everything it encounters, including the giant's finest carvings and sculptures. Also, a purple worm is big enough to eat a fucking stone giant whole.
It's like the onyx of the D&D world.
Yeah, I would say, but way worse.
Yeah, but actually fucking lethal.
Yeah. Zorns are among the few creatures that are appreciated by stone giants. Their passage through the earth causes no upheaval of the earth. They like phase through stone.
Okay.
And their alien modes of thought make them interesting to talk to. So we haven't really talked about Zorns.
Haven't we? Didn't we mention them?
They might have been mentioned in the Elemental Planes episode.
Okay.
When we talked about the Elemental
Dude, there's
Plane
like
Earth.
A little bell going off somewhere about Zorns.
They're like weird creatures. They kind of look like Their bodies are kind of shaped like an X, and they got like a face like in their chest, and they got like, I think their mouth is up here, like where their head would be.
Okay, sure.
And but they're intelligent beings. They're just really alien minded.
Yeah, and they're phasing through rock. I guess.
I don't know too much about them, but they will get their own episode.
Okay.
But stone giants like them though.
Did somebody ask for Zorn episodes recently?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, we get a lot of requests.
Yeah, we do. So, fun fact about stone giants: they have one of the longest lifespans amongst all giant kind, despite being so low in the ordning, and they can live up to be 800 years old.
Wow.
So, yeah. Any questions about stone giants before we get into the stat blocks?
Stone giants, more like stoner giants.
Oh, you said,
Sorry, I did that one.
Yeah.
Let's do the stat blocks.
All right, so let's look at the vanilla stone giant stat block out of the monster manual. And again, a lot of these what I guess base giant stat blocks are really similar. They just kind of up all the stats.
I just want to know what the size of this creature is.
Okay, well, it's a huge giant, and it's considered to be true neutral.
Oh boy, that's a huge giant.
Yeah, indeed. Armor class of 17. That's natural armor. Okay. 126 HP, strength of 23, dex of 15. Constitution 20, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 12, Charisma 9. They're well-rounded. These are well-rounded boys.
We're kind of jumping around the ordning here, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm not doing it in a particular order. I'm doing it in order I'm like, what I feel like.
I'm like trying to remember, because we did the dragons pretty much in like cascading downward order, I think.
No.
We did green dragons and white dragons towards the end.
Yeah, but we did gold dragons last, and they're the most powerful of all dragons. And we did red dragons.
The only
first.
thing about chromatics right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think we scaled down when we did those. We did red,
down?
blue. I don't even remember.
We did black.
Out of order
green
too.
is the third, and we did green like fourth.
Man, I'm trying to.
I didn't do that in a particular order either. I remember. I was just like, I feel like doing greens this week.
Okay. Well, I'm so much more familiar with the power scaling of the dragons than I am with the giants.
So stone giants are the second weakest.
Right.
Just above hill giants. And then it's frost, fire, cloud, storm.
Yeah. I just mean like from recalling the specific data of each stat block. I'm like, I can't just reference the last episode. Anyway, tell me about the strength of this guy. Tell me about his power sets.
Let me see here. Dark vision, we already talked about that.
You mean vision?
Yes, I mean vision. Really high athletic skill, plus 12.
That makes total sense because that's how you throw rocks.
It's true. They have a feature called stone camouflage. The giant has advantage on dexterity stealth checks made to hide in rocky terrain. Other than that, they just have a great club attack and a rock attack.
Okay.
Their great club is plus 9 to hit, 15 reach. Wow, they be lanky.
Stone giants, they be lanky.
One target, 3d6 plus 8 bludgeoning, or 3d8 plus 6 bludgeoning damage. It's pretty hefty.
Cool.
What challenge rating 7? I don't think I covered that. So they're up there. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Their rock attack is plus 9 to hit, 60 to 240 feet range. 40, 10 plus 6. That is way more brutal than their great clubs. They're better at throwing rocks than they are at hitting you with a club. If the target is a creature, it must succeed on DC 17 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. And lastly, they have a reaction, rock catching. If a rock or similar object is hurled at the giant, a giant can, with a successful DC 10 dexterity saving throw, which is not hard for them, they have a plus 2 to dex, they can catch the missile and take no bludgeoning damage from it.
Cool.
So any blunt object thrown at them, they have a really good chance of just catching and not taking
snag
damage.
it. Just monk style.
This is a much more fun little feature than either the fire or frost giant.
Yeah, it gives them some unique
stuff
flavor.
Going on. Yeah, exactly. And I like that. And it didn't have to be much. They just got a stone camouflage. Their rock is better than their great club, and they can catch rocks.
Stone camouflage, so cool. Because it's like a trip when you've been looking at something for a while, and then you see like part of it move, and you're like, oh wait, change your perspective, and there's a fucking form there. I'm thinking about praying mantis right now, or those little bugs that look like leaves.
Oh, the ones that look like sticks too. Yeah.
Or the ones that look like sticks.
I believe they're called stick bugs and leaf bugs.
Stick bugs and leaf bugs, bro. Get at me in the comments on that one. And then just straight up like chameleons,
Yeah.
Chameleons moving on trees is a fucking trip.
It is.
Yeah. So stone giant in the canyon, and then he serpentines. He just runs away throwing rocks at you. Get out of there.
Indeed. So next we're going to talk about the stone giant Dreamwalker, which is a much larger and more wordy stat. And so we're going to find out some things.
Okay.
So this is challenge rating 10. So they inherently become 3 challenge ratings stronger.
Crazy
when
they
go insane.
Yeah.
They have armor class of 18. That's considered natural armor, 161 HP. These stats are mostly the same when it comes to their ability score. Strength of 23. Dex went down a little. Now it's 14. Constitution, I think, might have gone up at 21. Let me see here.
Insanity.
It went up a little bit. Their intelligence stayed the same. Their wisdom drastically dropped from 12 to 8. And their charisma skyrocketed from 9 to 12. So they became, in their insanity, their personalities became stronger, but they've lost wisdom because they're insane.
Okay.
Think about all the crazy cult leaders. There we go. Much charisma, much craziness.
Many crazy.
They're immune
Intimidating.
to being, they're immune to being charmed and frightened. They still have their dark vision. They're still athletic. They're more athletic. They got a plus 14 to athletics now.
Okay.
And they seem to have lost the stone camouflage, but they've gained another feature, Dreamwalker's Charm.
Okay.
An enemy that starts its turn within 30 feet of the giant must make a DC 13 charisma saving throw, provided that the giant is not incapacitated. On a failed save, the creature is charmed by the giant. A creature charmed in this way can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself if it's successful. Once it succeeds on a saving throw, the creature is immune. So its madness is so infectious that it can charm you just by being near you.
Yeah, it's like some being exposed to some great old one shit, kind of. You like,
yeah, sure.
Seeing it makes you mad.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Talking to this guy makes you talk like this guy.
Right.
And he's crazy. Big trash. You don't become big trash. Don't talk to big trash. You will become big trash.
That's the last thing you want. So he's got a multi-attack. By he, I mean it has a multi-attack. Great Club, Petrifying Touch, and again, Rock. So the Great Club is exactly the same with an increased hit rate of plus 9 to plus 10, but the damage is the same, 3d8 plus 6.
That's weird. Why bother?
Why bother what?
With that little plus 1. I guess it's just like...
because it's technically a little bit stronger.
Okay.
Because it's challenge rating 10 instead of 7. And then let me skip down to Rock. Let me see here. It's a plus 10 to hit. 40-10 is the exact same damage, but this time the strength save to not be knocked prone is a 17 DC, which is much higher.
Okay.
And then the new ability called Petrifying Touch. The giant touches one medium or smaller creature within 10 feet of it that is charmed by it. The target must make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target becomes petrified, and the giant can adhere the target to its stony body.
Holy crap.
Greater restoration spells and other magic that can undo petrification have no effect on a petrified creature on the giant unless the giant is dead, in which case the magic works normally, freeing the petrified creature as well as ending the petrified condition on it.
Wow.
Damn, it puts you inside it, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I thought that Stone Shape is like a self spell, I guess. So that probably not going to do. Like I would think you could Stone Shape out of that or whatever.
Well, if you're petrified, you can't make any actions because you're petrified, right?
Well, maybe your homie could. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but it says you can't.
It says you can't though.
Yeah,
but
it super says you can't.
You could do this, but you can't because it says you can't.
Indeed.
And that's how the rules work. But that, I mean, you're basically forced to kill like your favorite new Alice in Wonderland character, Big Trash.
Yeah, unless he's not attacking you, in which case you're probably fine.
He's insight checking you and he's finding out you're lying about stuff and he's like, that's some trash, bro. You belong attached to me. Get on my body.
I like that. That's funny.
And then you're forced to kill him to save the bro.
Indeed you are.
That's kind of sad. That's
it
kind of a little sad.
That would be a
storyline.
sad campaign.
Like you stumble upon this Dreamwalker giant, and then you didn't want to talk to him, but now he's talking to you, and then all of a sudden your guy's on this dude's leg. Okay.
Any questions about stone giants before we get ready for a long rest?
Oh man, it would be nice to rest for 8 hours.
It would.
Let's go there.
Okay, let's do it.
It's time for me to take off my slippers and slide into my duvet. But before that, let's.
And you camp in style, bro.
I'm not.
This is D&D. We're out on an adventure.
I can.
Do you not see the thumbnail?
I'm a bard, bro. I cast that fucking mansion or whatever. I'm out in the wild
Fair
doing
enough.
it right.
Mansion. Okay.
What's that mansion called?
I don't know.
The fucking Scanlan that does it all the time.
I know. Yeah. I don't watch the show, but I know. How do I
but
know
like,
these things?
Or play high level magic characters.
We almost never get to high level anything in our campaigns.
Movard's Magic Mansion, or I bet it's some shit like that. I bet it sounds like that.
So what are we talking about in today's long rest?
Besides my wonderful gallant mansion.
Yes, besides that.
I think I meant to say like something about it being ritzy. With the G. I don't even know. Can we talk about the fucking contest, Will?
Yes, we have a winner for our contest. We were giving away the book Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. And did you vote the winner?
Yes, it's
announce our winner, Brian.
At Andrew _Fensky 3.
Thank you, Andrew _Fensky 3.
That's
we're
on
sending
Twitter.
your book. And you already know because we already announced it on Twitter and you already responded to me. I got your address and now the book's on the way.
Yeah, so way to go, man. Thanks for spreading the word about the Dungeoncast. We really appreciate that. And thank you to everybody who participated in the contest. We really, really appreciate you guys
Yes,
spreading the
thank
word
you,
about
all
the
of
show.
you. Yeah, it really helps.
We got all your Instagram entries, we got all your Twitter entries, and we did receive all those wonderful emails of screenshots from you guys sharing on other platforms. We really appreciate all of those. We took them all into consideration, rolled a random number chart, and there you go, Andrew. You did it. So yeah, go watch Super Quest Saga. It's great. So we're on hiatus. We were on hiatus before the world went a little weird.
Yeah, it was only supposed to be a couple weeks, but now we're on hiatus.
It's going to be indefinitely, man, until things calm down. I'm sure a lot of you have heard like this situation is fluid and continues to be so. We recorded our last few episodes ahead of time, so if you're listening to this like in a few weeks from now when it will actually air, you know, we
just full disclosure, we're recording this on March 21st. This episode's probably not going to air till like the second week of April. Yeah,
so the last three you guys heard, a lot of stuff happened after our last recordings, and a lot of people are at home. We just want to tell you guys that you're all in our thoughts, and we want you guys to stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe out there.
Wash your hands. Listen to what people are telling you about.
Self-isolate.
And educate yourself.
Play a lot of video games.
Go out there and do a little bit of reading and find some good sources for what is really going on and what you need to watch out for. Don't spread misinformation about this. It's the best thing you can do is help keep people educated, wash your hands, and stay away from big groups.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, but we just want to let you guys know we're going to be putting out the show, the Dungeoncast, normally as often as we can. Yeah, we're good. Our situation with our recording, just me and Will, as long as we're getting up here and like keeping clean and everything, we shouldn't have any issues. But we'll let you know if something happens. We've got episodes in the bank, so if something is to happen, hopefully we can, keep the show coming out as regularly scheduled. So we really appreciate you guys all staying on board, and we hope you and your families are safe and doing okay.
And I think that's a good place to end it. So I think we should call it a game.
Peace out, guys.
Talk to you guys later.
The Dungeoncast.